Hi everybody. So, I'm so sick of starting my videos off with so. I don't know if I'm gonna leave that or cut it. I guess we'll find out. I wanted to give you guys a. I've been watching a bunch of videos where people have got their baby home and their mums are filming and they're just freaking out. They don't know what to do. I mean, you guys do get told what to do at school. I've heard of stories where people have missed that class and the teacher's like, here, have a baby. And they just go, thanks. And that's fair call, but I don't think teachers should do that. I think that's really unfair. But I just want to give you a pointer video. So obviously if you're looking up these kinds of videos, you want to pass. Like, who wants to fail school? Who wants to fail a class? I have a question for you all. So, if you have this project in your school, which is the Baby Think It Over, the Realcare project, and you fail, I don't know, what percentage do you have to fail? And also, what is the consequence? As in, do you have to take the baby home again? Do you have to write a report? Do you have to take the whole class again? I want to know, like, that wasn't part of it at my school. We have different standards, so, like, ours was just if you want to do it, you could. So, yeah, no, I loved them, so I thought, yeah, this is great, and I had them often, and that's just what I did. So, what I'm going to do is go through a bunch of things that I've watched where people are freaked out, and I just want to answer the questions that you will ask. You're asking your mum. Your mum doesn't know this is a doll. It's not a real baby. It's not like a real baby. In that sense, I mean, sometimes a real baby wants to be comforted. You pick it up. It's fine. If this baby wants to be comforted, you have to pick it up. You have to ID it. Always ID it. And then see what's wrong with it. So the first thing, I seen this video and the baby starts crying and this girl picks it up and she's rocking it. She's rocking it for ages and it's screaming. And the mum's like, oh, ID it. Wave the ID over the chest. So she's here and she's like waving it like this. I want to say, hold them in place. It's like a sensor. If you go to a hotel building and you put your sensor, if you wave it around, it's not going to work. If you hold it in place, it's going to help it find the code quicker. Hold it in place. There are 4 places: under the chin or on top of the chest, on top of where the nappy sits, on his belly button, above his bum, and between his shoulders. 4 sensor places. You can't get that wrong. Keep it on your wrist. I have mine set up so I can slip it on and off. Again, teachers and schools have their programs different. Some give it to you like this. Some give it to you on your hand. If it comes back and it's broken, you fail. Again, I want to know what happens if you guys fail. Okay, the next thing is if you pick your baby up, and let's just say he wanted a bottle. Let's just say he's crying. I wish I had a bottle. Here is a bottle. Here's one I found. I'll use this one until I find a new one. That sounded weird. But anyways, so I see people, the baby's crying. I need this probably for the rest of the video. They've ID'd it. They've held it in place. They hold the bottle to the lips. The baby stops crying. But then they try and rock it. If it stops crying and the bottle's in its mouth, leave it there. Do whatever it takes to keep it quiet. Okay? Another thing, in a video I watched, there were people and they were all really worried about if the baby can hear noises. If when it's asleep you have to be quiet, if you make a loud noise, if it's going to wake up. No. no sensors, no noise. It's fun. Another thing, listen for care noises. If it's having a bottle, it makes that ticking, suckling noise until it coos. If it's being burped, it burps. If it's being rocked, it coos. And if it has a nappy change, it coos. It also randomly coos, coughs, and it sleeps. It makes a breathing noise when it's asleep. I've seen, I don't know if people just weren't listening. I've myself gotten confused with rocking and burping. That's fine, like as long as it's receiving the same care. It has a sensor. Can you guys hear that? I don't know if you can. It's a little clicking noise. When you get your baby, listen for it. Don't shake your baby really hard. It will tip over the edge. It will scream. No. But anyways, that sensor's good. That allows you to know, if you can hear that sensor, you know that you're rocking it and it's moving, that sensor's moving, it knows that it's receiving the care that it needs. Another thing about the ID, so every time they cry, ID them. Every time. If they don't ID, it's hard to kind of explain. If they start with a wimpy cry, generally they are restarting to cry, unless you have given them a bottle, you've taken their bottle out of their mouth. They still want their bottle, so they're going to start their cry again until it gets louder and louder, until it gets like to that, pardon me, that screamy, shitty cry that they do. It's really shitty, I'm not going to lie, and that's not a fun time. So just ID them every time. When the head goes back, you can ID them, you don't have to. It's probably best to. A really good thing is when you first get your baby, it starts crying. So again, ID it. Now if you have it in a capsule, so in a little seat, just rock it. Just have a feel for the easiest way to see what's wrong with it is you just rock the baby. So this could be a burp or a rock. Now if he responds, he or she, whatever you've got, this means you can either pick the baby up and rock it like you're supposed to, or you just leave it in the car seat and rock it like that. That's fine. If it's not responding to movement, as in, if you've ID'd your baby and you've picked them up and they've quietened down a bit, they probably want something. If they're still screaming, they want a nappy change or a bottle. When you're feeding that said bottle to the baby, you need to make sure that you keep them rocked or moving, because they don't want you to pop the bottle and leave it there. That's not what you're supposed to do with babies, apparently. Who knew? Or another thing is, if you sit dead still, I don't sit still, so it's not that much of a problem with me. I'm a fidgeter. So you can put the bottle in, take it away, put it in, take it away, just so it knows that you're there. I don't know, or just get a little bit of a jittery leg like I do. When you start a care, that's what I was saying before, is like people, they give the baby, I'm just going to say they rock the baby. They rock the baby stops crying, and then they decide, oh, the baby must need a bottle if I'm rocking it and it stopped crying. It probably needs a bottle. I don't understand. Maybe that's natural motherly instinct to do that. I don't know. If it stops crying with whatever you're doing, don't try something else. Just continue doing what you're doing. Fussy cries happen. It's really shitty. They don't go over a certain screaminess. Oh, that would be a fail of head right there. Support the head, children, always. Otherwise, that deathly squeal that I've told you about will occur. What was I saying? I was saying fussy cries. they go to a certain point, it's just like a wussy, whimpery cry. It doesn't scream at you. You idea, there's nothing you can do. The best thing I've found that you do, I don't have one, is put a blanket over its chest. It shuts it up, especially if it's in the middle of the night. I'm not putting it over the face, just over the speaker. I'm just tucking the baby in more gently. And then, no, that's it. 10 minutes I've spent, which I can't make a short video. I really suck at that. I've said everything, which is great. But if you guys have any questions, I'm a little bit more active with my YouTube account versus when I put my other tips and tricks video up. This is just like another one of before. This one's to prepare you rather than when you have baby. These are like get shit sorted. Put baby in bed with you. Like, let's be honest, we're teenagers. We have 100 pillows in our beds. Make them their own little bed. Like 3 pillows, or at least 2. One like away from you and baby, like here. If we were to sleep next to each other, put one in between, and leave him like over there. But I don't know, I'm sure they tell you not to do that, but if you don't get supplied with a car seat or a bed or a pram, whatever, that's probably your best bet. Or people have seen have like clothes baskets with pillows in them and blankets, and depends on how creative you want to be. Up to you. Oh, and here is, I will just show you. Oh, his tummy's gone. What's like the thing that makes his outfit the best? It just ties it in. This is Levi and Luna. Thank you for watching. I hope this helps you guys, and definitely give me a thumbs up. Also subscribe and comment. I want to know, remember my question I asked was, if you fail your project, what happens? And also, on average, how long do you guys have to have them for? At our school, we had them via choice for either one night or a weekend. So Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and then you returned it to school. And if you're like me and really liked them and wanted to take them home sometimes, the teacher would just give them to you for the holidays with the controller. But yeah. Now I have these 2 little bundles of joy.